Okay, today we're going to talk about the standard algorithm for multiplication. And basically the state of Texas wants every kid to know how to multiply the traditional way. So I'm going to do two sample problems with you. The first one is going to be 597 times 26. And you can see I've kind of started it here. What we're going to do, we're going to start on the second row. We're going to take the 6 times the 7, write that answer. The 6 times the 9, write it next to that number. Then the 6 times the 6 times the 5, and write it here in the third position. Then we're going to go to a second row. We're going to start it off with a 0. We're going to multiply the 2 times the 7, write it. The 2 times the 9, write it. And the 2 times the 5, write it. So I teach my kids to cover that number up because they're really good at multiplying the 6 times the 7, the 9, and the 5. So in order to keep them from getting confused, sometimes I give them a little marker there. And they can go ahead and cover up that 2 and complete the first row. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply 6 times 7. Well, our answer is 42, but you can only put one digit in the ones place. So the digit you write here is the 2, and you carry the 4 to the next column that you are going to multiply to. And then you're going to add it. So we do 6 times 9 is 54. Plus 4 is 58. So I'm going to write my 8. And I have to carry my 5 to the next position that I'm going to multiply to. Then I do 6 times 5, which is 30. Plus 5 is 35. Now normally I would carry this 3 over here to the next place that I'm going to multiply to, but there's not a digit there, so that's when I just copy the final 35 in my answer here. Now we teach the kids to get rid of all that stuff that they just used so that they don't get confused or so that you don't get confused. And we cross off, or tic-tac-o. We came up with a cute little saying so that you remember to put that 0 on that second row or else the problem will be wrong. And the reason you're putting that 0 there is because I'm really taking 20 times 7, okay? Then 2 times 9 and 2 times 5. I'm really taking 597 times 20. That's why we put that 0. Okay. So we're starting a new line. The first thing I do is 2 times 7 equals 14. So again, if my answer is 14, I write the 4. I carry my 1 to the next place that I'm going to multiply, which is the tens place. Now I multiply 2 times 9, which is 18. Plus 1 is 19. Write the 9. Carry the plus 1. Now I do 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 1 is 11. And again, there's nowhere to put it over here, so I go ahead and write it in my answer, 11. Now I've multiplied both of my bottom digits, so now I'm ready to combine these two answers by adding. 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry my 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. Plus 9 is 15. And then this is 3, 4, 5, and 1. So my answer is 15,522. Let's do one more. I'm going to take my little Post-it here. I'm going to cover up that 8 to keep me from getting confused. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this 4 times the 2, 4 times the 5, and 4 times the 4, and then I'm going to write all my answers right here. First up, 4 times 2 equals 8. Write my 8. 4 times 5 equals 20. Okay, so I put my 0, but I can only have one digit in this spot here, so I have to carry my 2 over here, and I add it at the end. Now I do 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. Okay. Now I get rid of all that stuff I just used. Make sure I put my little 0 there, my little smiley face. I'm going to cover that 4 up so that I don't get confused. Let's use green. Now I'm going to do the 8 times the 2, which equals 16. I write my 6. Carry my plus 1 to the next place that I'm going, which is the 5. 8 times the 5 equals 40. Plus 1 is 41. Now 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 4. Is that right? 32 plus 4 is 36. Let me just double check here. 16, 46, hold on, that's 16. Carry my 1, that's 41. Carry my 4, that's 32. Plus 4 is 36. Good. All right. Now I'm going to add both of these digits. 8, 6, 9, 7, 3. I count over 3 and I put my comma. The next thing I wanted to focus on is how we can take these same math problems and do them the partial products way. Now this way might not be as familiar to us. It's a little bit different than what we are used to growing up, but it's really simple to do. I just need to show you how to do it. Okay? When we do partial products, we're basically taking this number 597, we're breaking it down into expanded form, 500, I'll show you in just a second. So we're going to break this down into expanded form, we're going to break this down into expanded form, and we're going to multiply each part. Let me show you what I mean. First, we're going to make a box. We're going to make a large box with different sections, and we know how many sections there are by counting the number of digits. So on the top, we have 3 digits. So my box needs to have 3 columns on the top. So the top number goes on the top, just like this. The bottom number has 2 digits. That is my rows. These are my columns. Okay. So if I have 2 digits, I need 2 rows. I'm going to extend this down. Now I need to take my 597 and I need to put it in expanded form. So the value of the 5 is not 5, it's 500. The value of the 9 is not 9, it's 90. And the volume of the 7 is just 7. For the number 26, I'm doing the same thing. The value of the tens digit is 20, and the value of the ones digit is 6. Now, I'm going to multiply each set of numbers, and I'm going to write the answer in the box where my finger connects. So here I'm going to put 500 times 20. I'm going to write that answer. Here I'm going to put 90 times 20. I'm going to write that answer. Here is 20 times 7. I'm going to write it in this box. Here is going to be 500 times 6, 90 times 6, and then 7 times 6. Let me show you what I mean. When I multiply the 500 times the 20, I really only have to multiply the front. 5 times 2 is 10, and then I count my zeros. 1, 2, 3. So I put 3 in my answer. This one is 90 times 20, so I multiply the 9 times the 2 is 18. I have 2 zeros, so I need 2 zeros in my answer. Here, 20 times 7, well, 7 times 2 is 14, and there's 1 0. Let's go to the bottom. 500 times 6, well, 5 times 6 is 30. There's 2 zeros. This is 90 times 6, well, 9 times 6 is 54, and we have 1 0. So 90 times 6 is 540. 7 times 6 is 42. Now we've got every answer filled in a box. So now the last step is to combine all of these numbers by adding. And I'm going to write really small so I can fit it all on here. 10,000. Make sure you line up your numbers. That's the trick to this. 1,800. I'm going to put 3,000 in here. I could even cross them off as I write them to make sure I have them all. 540, 140, and 42. And then I'm going to add them all. This is 2, 4, 8, 12, 8, 9, 10, 15, 3, 4, 5, and 1. 15,522. Let's look at this. 15,522. Okay. Let's do one more. So again, we need to set up our box. There's 3 digits on the top. So I need 3 columns. There's 2 digits on the bottom. So I need 2 rows. Okay. And then I just put this number on the top in expanded form, 400 plus 50 plus 2. This is 84. And then I just multiply. 80 times 400 is 300, or 32 with 3 zeros. 8 times 5 is 40 with 2 zeros. 80 times 2, well, that's 16 with 1 zero. 400 times 4, well, that's 16 with 2 zeros. 50 times 4 is 20 with 1 zero. And then 4 times 2 is 8. Now hopefully I have enough room here to add all these numbers up. If I don't, I'll do a little extension piece here. Okay. Again, we got to get all of our numbers in line. 32,000. I'm going to mark it off. 4,000. 1,600. 200. 160. And then 8. And we're going to add all these numbers. This one is 8. This one is 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 6, 7, 3. 37,968, which matches this. 37,968. I hope that helps you.